Well, here we are again. It seems like at least a couple times a year, there's a threat of TikTok getting banned in the United States. And so far, nothing has really come of it, but I think they're actually serious this time. I think there is a good chance that TikTok will be banned on January 19th. But there are a couple of factors that could change it at the last minute. There's also the greater question of should TikTok be banned? Obviously, there's a lot of bad things that come out of that platform, but it's not all bad, and I think that should be considered too. There will be many ramifications to banning a huge platform like TikTok, but I think there are three main ones we need to consider. We need to think about the social aspect of taking away a platform that millions of people use. We need to think about the financial impact that it will have on the people, and we need to consider these security concerns that are the government's major factor for banning the app. And part of that concern is what would the app look like if it was sold to an American company, which would allow the app to still exist in America. I don't know about you, but I have some concerns about billionaires buying up social media apps to influence them at their whim. I'll get to all these in just a minute, but just to catch you up on recent events, there's a quick timeline here that we can take a look at. April 20th, 2024, the House in an overwhelmingly 360 to 58 vote passed the legislation against TikTok, with Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries saying in a statement, the legislation was designed to address legitimate national security and privacy concerns. April 23rd, 2024, the Senate voted 80 to 19 to pass the bill, which Senator Maria Cantwell said was done to prevent foreign adversaries from conducting espionage, surveillance, maligned operations, harming vulnerable Americans, our servicemen and women, and our U.S. government personnel. April 24th, 2024, President Joe Biden signed the bill requiring TikTok to be sold or banned, provoking a response from the platform, which claimed in a statement it invested billions of dollars to keep US data safe and our platform free from outside influence and manipulation. May 7th, 2024, TikTok filed suit against the federal government, challenging the constitutionality of the ban and arguing the app and its American users were having their First Amendment rights violated. May 14th, 2024, 8 TikTok users sued the federal government, accusing them of First Amendment violations and calling the ban unconstitutionally overboard. December 6th, 2024, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit denied TikTok's petition to review the law against TikTok after the court's 3-judge panel said national security concerns outweighed TikTok's First Amendment rights, later declining TikTok's request to halt its ruling upholding the law. December 16th, 2024, TikTok requested an injunction from the Supreme Court that would block the ban against it until the conservative majority court rules on TikTok's legality or dismisses the case, saying the pause would create breathing room for this court to conduct an orderly review before this vital channel for Americans to communicate with their fellow citizens and the world is closed. December 18th, 2024, the Supreme Court announced they will review TikTok's challenge against the federal law that could potentially ban the app, scheduling oral arguments for January 10th, just days before the law is set to become effective. December 27th, Trump opposed the potential ban of TikTok in a court filing, arguing if the Supreme Court intervenes, he could secure a political resolution after his January 20th inauguration that would keep the app in the US. January 3rd, 2025, the Justice Department asked the Supreme Court to uphold the law forcing the ban or sale of TikTok despite Trump's support of the app, arguing TikTok has not shown enough to reason to justify a pause of the law's date of taking effect and that Trump has not presented a viable argument for a pause. January 6th, Kevin O'Leary told Fox News' Martha MacCallum he plans to buy TikTok and that he will need President-elect Donald Trump's help to do so. Though it is unclear whether ByteDance is considering the offer, O'Leary is part of the People's Bid for TikTok, a project led by billionaire investor Frank McCourt that seeks to buy TikTok and rebuild the platform in a way that prioritizes Americans' privacy. But that's where we are. So like I mentioned earlier, there's definitely going to be a social impact to banning this app. And I don't think it'll go the way some people want it to. If you're all for banning this app because you think it's stupid and there's a lot of dumb people on it, what do you think is going to happen when this app is gone? They're just going to go to another app. These people won't disappear. You're going to have more of them on YouTube and Instagram, in Facebook, and whatever app pops up to take TikTok's place. People accuse TikTok of being brain rot and harmful to society, but just look at the kind of brain rot that's on this platform too. Like, the most popular guy on this platform is Mr. Beast, and that is just pure brain rot at its finest. But if you're like me, you've never watched one of his videos because the algorithm doesn't recommend him to you. Nevertheless, he's still the most popular person on this platform. Just go look at the popular tab for a minute, or the trending tab, whatever it's called. I don't even go there. and tell me how many of those videos you would actually watch. It's mainly brain rot for children. It's the same thing with TikTok. When I go on there, I don't see any people dancing. I mostly just see things that are related to hobbies I like and some people that I think are funny, and that's about it. I don't really think it's all that much different from any other social media app. Now, if your argument is ban all social media apps, maybe I can get behind that. They have a lot of problems to them, but I don't think TikTok is all that special, and I think it's a little hypocritical to ban one and not the others like Instagram and Facebook. And as for financial concerns, a lot of businesses depend on TikTok for advertising, especially small ones. It's a place where if you're clever and make some entertaining content, you can get free advertisement for your business/company. And also a lot of individuals make money off the platform itself. And I know you mostly hear about these privileged, annoying influencers making a ton of money, but that's just like the top 1%. Most people don't make that much money. It's kind of just a side thing that they do for a few extra bucks, but that matters too. Like it's extra income for people who might need it. There's some creative people out there who put a lot of effort into their content and in my opinion deserve a few bucks. Now the big reason for the ban and what the government claims is their reasoning. Is TikTok a security threat? Yeah, it probably is to some extent. Most of the reasoning is that it could potentially be a threat to security, but we've already seen within American companies threats to security, like Facebook was notorious for allowing Russian bots to spread misinformation and interfere with elections. Twitter was bought by a billionaire and used to basically buy himself a seat in the government, completely unelected. And your concern is that TikTok may potentially in the future be a security risk because it's owned by a Chinese company with connections to the government there. See, like I can't even argue that it's not a security risk, but it's just there's all these threats currently going on that they're not dealing with. So why are they focused so much on potential future risks than the current ones going on right now? This is why I don't think having an American company or person buy TikTok would be any better, and in some ways could be even worse. Kevin O'Leary is wanting to buy TikTok now. Like, that's the last thing that loudmouth idiot should have. I don't care what the political leanings of a billionaire are or where they're from. I don't trust them. I don't trust any of them at all. I don't think they should exist. And I'm not a fanboy for any of them. I really don't see how some American billionaire owning TikTok is going to be beneficial to anyone. Some people even want Elon Musk to buy the platform and think he'll be the savior, but I absolutely do not think it's a good idea to give him another giant social media platform to influence. Like, we need to honestly, there needs to be some laws about who's governing these sites. It's all just a little hypocritical from the government. Both major parties in the most recent US election used TikTok to help gain popularity, and now they want to ban it. I think there's only one condition that will keep TikTok from getting banned, and that is, will it benefit the incoming president? And if it does, it'll stay. If it doesn't, it'll get banned. And I think it's as simple as that at the moment. That's how politics seems to work these days. You don't have the freedom to use the app you want. You have to go with the state-sponsored app. Man, I really hate politics. I don't usually like talking about them other than to make fun of it. So I've had enough here. This is all kind of ridiculous in my opinion. And with that, I'll just say, remember, there's no left versus right. There's only up versus down. So don't let these billionaires control your lives and decide what social media app you're allowed to use. All right, I'm out. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. As long as they don't decide YouTube is no longer in their favor. But let's face it, it's owned by an American billionaire, so they'll use it however they want.